How Big is a Million? Written by Anna Milbourne and Serena Riglietti. Pipkin was a very small penguin who was always asking very big questions. How wide is the sea? How high is the sky? Is the moon made of cheese? But the thing he wanted to know most of all was, how big is a million? He went to ask his mama, but she was busy catching breakfast. It's important to have a full tummy when you're asking such big questions. Pipkin counted the fish his mama had caught and found that there were 10. 10's a big number of fish for breakfast, he said. But if 10's this big, how big is a million? A million's more fish than you could ever eat, said Mama. A million's much, much more than 10. Pipkin thought about this for a while. He tried to imagine much, much more than 10. A million's more fish than you could ever eat, said Mama. A million's much, much more than 10. Pipkin thought about this for a while. He tried to imagine much, much more than 10. It's no good, he said at last. I'll have to go and find a million to know for sure how big it is. Good luck, called Mama as she watched him go. Pipkin walked a little way and found a crowd of penguins. They were huddled in a circle, keeping warm. That's a lot of penguins, Pipkin thought. There are much, much more than 10. Excuse me, he called. How many of you are there? 100, said the middle penguin, and I'm the warmest one of all. 100's a very big number, said Pipkin. If 100's this big, how big is a million? A million's much, much bigger than 100, the middle penguin said. But 100 is enough to keep you toasty warm. Would you like to join us? No, thank you, said Pipkin. I have to find a million. He set off again through the deep white snow. After a while, his feet got tired of walking. So he slid on his tummy down a long, steep hill. He bumped into a seal cub who was doing much the same thing. Then ever so quietly, it began to snow. There's a lot of snowflakes, Pipkin whispered. There are more than 100 and much, much more than 10. Do you think there are a million? No, said the sea cub, but I'm sure there are 1,000. And there really were. 1,000 is a really big number, said Pipkin. If 1,000's this big, how big is a million? The sea cub wrinkled his nose. Well, he said, a million's much, much bigger than 1,000. Pipkin and the sea cub built a snow penguin and a snow seal cub and threw far too many snowballs to count. Then Pipkin said, I really have to go. I have to find my million. Good luck, said the sea cub. Pipkin walked and walked and walked the South Pole and back home again. His toes were cold and he was sleepy all over, and he hadn't found a million of anything at all. Pipkin was a very, very disappointed penguin. He said to his mama, "I found 10 yummy fish, 100 warm penguins, 1,000 pretty snowflakes, and a brand new friend. But I couldn't find a million, however hard I tried." Mama gave him a big warm hug. "Come outside," she said. "I've got something to show you. Here's your million, my little Pip. You can make a wish on every single one." I hope you really enjoyed that story, How Big is a Million? It is certainly one of my favourites. Don't forget, always ask questions about the world around you. Thank you.